Good day, you absolute legends. Welcome back to another edition of Update News. Now, today's hot topic is, what will the summer update include? That is right, ladies and gentlemen. There is going to be a lot of conversation today about the upcoming summer update, the biggest update of the year, of the season. There is so much to look forward to, and we know that No Man's Sky this year is going to be the most unprecedented year to date when it comes to updates. So we can now assume that this summer update is going to be the blockbuster title, the blockbuster edition of update. So what's going to be inside of it? Well, that's what we are going to discuss. But before we do get into that today, ladies and gentlemen, as always, can I just ask a super massive mega favor from your very good selves? Can you please just double check for me your subscriptions? Again, I know I said it yesterday and I know I've been saying it recently, but YouTube does go through cycles where they will unsubscribe you, the viewer, from your favorite YouTuber without your knowledge or consent. It is a super massive problem at the minute. I'm seeing it. Loads of content creators are seeing it. So can you please just double check for me your subscriptions? It is a big issue, like I said. So double check for me if you are still subscribed. If you need to resubscribe, then please do resubscribe. Or if you have been watching me for a while, you like what I do, you like the content that I make, then please do hit that subscribe button. You definitely will not regret it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right on into today's video. So here's a quick recap. Yesterday's video, we talked about when the update will drop, and I'll have that video linked in the video description down below. Now, yesterday we spoke about, basically in the shortened version of it, is anywhere between August and September. But just as the video title of today's video suggests, what will be in this summer update, what will be included? Well, first of all, it's no secret that every major content update comes with an expedition. However, this year has been a little bit different with the way that the expeditions have been working, because over the last few updates, we've actually had content updates drop first and then an expedition. Now, some people thought that an expedition would go ahead and drop with the update, but for example, the latest one didn't even drop until pretty much the next content update was dropping, so it almost missed an entire content drop. But it was somewhere between the last content drop and the one before it. So this year, we could still see that happen again. So with expeditions, even though there will probably be one, it might not drop at the same time as the summer content drop. I hope that makes sense. So next, I want to speak about the story, the lure of the game of No Man's Sky, because currently we are left on a cliffhanger with that. We have the autophages come into the game, and we are now waiting for the next part of the ARG story arc to do with the autophages. Where did they come from? Why are they now here? As we know, with the autophages, and we have that massive autophage up in the anomaly, where at the end of a recent expedition, you had to pick between essentially a Crimson helmet or an Atlantid helmet. And in true Hello Games fashion, it's a massive mystery to why you had to pick between one or the other. You can't have both unless you physically glitch it into the game. So that's still left on the back burner. We don't know what's going on past that point. Plus, on top of that, we have the space stations. Yes, we know that in the most recent update, we have had a massive overhaul to space stations. And to be fair, the space stations were leaked pretty much 6 to 7 months in advance with the Space Station Type B leak that we had. And we know now in the game that that's how Hello Games going forward wants to implement. But one thing that still hasn't been fully unlocked with the space stations is the Space Station Core. So not only do we have the autophages to wonder what the hell's going on with them, we have the Space Station Core that has been essentially a massive mystery in No Man's Sky, and it's not even been for the last 6-7 months. This has been going on now for near enough 2 years when the Space Station Core essentially could be unlocked. So quote unquote anyway, because even though we have the keys to unlock it, as we all know, and anybody who has tried, then you just get the message of glass, and that then brings me on to the next point. With the lore, very recently, there has been many deep dives into the game files. There's been many different kind of clues and hints that Hello Games has been teasing us with glass. So, for example, we know that the Broodmother is an entity in the game that we are yet to face, yet to see, and it's touted to be in this realm of glass, which is where the glass is coming from. Now, in the game files, we have seen cryptic messages such as "I see her," the Broodmother, and the community essentially is touting that this will be a massive boss battle of some sort, which is why with the autophage in the anomaly and at the end of that certain expedition, you had to pick a side because maybe sides and some sort of conflict is going to be coming to No Man's Sky. Love it or hate it, because essentially you have to choose between the red and the blue team, and that's the way that a lot of people, including myself, are currently seeing that. But it all depends on how Hello Games wants to swing that certain update and expedition, which is probably why we haven't seen it come into the game as soon as a lot of people thought, especially with now, like I said, 2 years for the space station core not to be unlocked. I think Hello Games have been toying with a good few ideas with that and around that, which is why we've not seen anything. And maybe they're seeing what all of these hints and how the community feel about it, because as we all know, there are plenty of people in No Man's Sky that really do enjoy the PvP or the PvE aspect of what No Man's Sky brings. However, there is another massive side on the flip side to that don't enjoy that kind of content and want to play No Man's Sky as the sandbox game. So I believe that Hello Games are kind of weighing up their options with how they're going to deliver the Broodmother and how that then affects the rest of us. So only time will tell with what happens there, but I am super excited to see what the storyline is with that. But what about other content? Now, I label this kind of content as eye candy content. It's not so much as functionality of the game, making the game run any better, any smoother, which again could still happen with the summer update. We always get massive like patches and bug fixes. But I'm talking about items that are just nice to have. So they could be brand new ships, it could be brand new staffs, it could be a different multi-tool genre entirely. Now, we know that a few updates previous to that, obviously we had the autophage, which is a brand new race come into No Man's Sky. There could be another race on top of that to go with the lure of the Broodmother. So there could be more races coming into the game, but there could also be a lot, and probably will be to be fair, a lot more Quicksilver items such as decals, base building parts. I mean, there could just be a plethora of smaller trinket items like that. I mean, it don't even have to be as much as a brand new spaceship, because we've just had the new hauler in, and then before that we had the new speeder ship, and as we know now, the new speeder ship that, you know, we found in the game files is actually called a racing ship, and it was speculated because of the name of the racing ship and the decals that are plastered all over that ship, and including in the new space station, the space station type Bs is what we've all kind of called it now, even though they are technically the new space stations. That racing will be coming into No Man's Sky, so maybe it will be the racing update, which a lot of people really like the idea of, and some people can leave it. So it's a take or leave situation. I'm quite excited for it. I like to kind of get the idea of, you know, having like a racing track that maybe you can even make your own and share somehow. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how that would work in No Man's Sky. However, if the team do manage to pull that off, then it's another addition to No Man's Sky and keeping that replayability factor going. So, I mean, racing could very well be coming into No Man's Sky. Again, hit or a miss depending on how they do implement it. But we do know that there are going to be, you know, a plethora of different bits of eye candy coming into the game. So if that's the kind of playstyle that you do enjoy and you do like the content drops for the different kind of items that do come with massive updates, then definitely the summer update is going to be a massive one on your list. And, you know, I hope that they do bring more building functionality as well into the game. I mean, there's been a lot of different ideas in my own community to what they could possibly bring, such as new building materials, because at the minute we do have wood, stone and metal to build out of, but I mean, could they introduce something else into the game? I mean, imagine having like, you know, a mud hut, or even going on the other end of that spectrum of having like a sci-fi, like a massive sci-fi building, and not like metal, but some kind of other alternative resource. I mean, there's a thousand things they could do. I mean, and we are only scratching the surface here with this video today. So maybe they are going to be introducing new building materials, but overall there will be loads of different eye candy items is essentially what I'm trying to say here. But ladies and gentlemen, that is what should be included in the big summer update. What do you think is going to be included? Let me know your thoughts and speculations in the comment section down below. Do you think that we're going to get new building items? Do you think that the Quicksilver shop is going to get loads of different eye candy stuff? Do you think that we're going to get the new ARG story arc? And do you think it's going to be a much bigger update than even what I'm saying? So yeah, let me know your thoughts, comment section down below. You know what to do. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is everything from me here today. And as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.